What's up, everybody? In today's video, I will be reviewing the Sony a6000 and the Canon 70D. So, as you can tell on the Canon 70D, I am extremely close up right here. And while I'm looking over to the side is one big advantage that this Canon has over the Sony a6000. It has a flip out screen. So I'm able to see myself, I can focus on myself, I can autofocus lock on my face. But the disadvantage of this camera is that it's a 50mm lens on here. Stock. No zoom, nothing. This one, on the other hand, the Sony a6000 has a 16 to 50mm lens. So it has a little bit of zoom, but you'll hear the noise. Like that. So now they are at about the same frame here and here. So now we're going to be reviewing, in this video we're going to be reviewing the sound on the a6000 versus the 70D, the picture quality of the a6000 versus the 70D, and the video quality of that versus this, and a little bit of the sound as well. Let's get started on that. But on the first hand, we're going to do some pictures of the 50mm since it's very good at autofocusing. As you can see, it's tracking my face and it's blurring around me, so my hands and everything are in focus. So we're going to be switching between the 50mm lens and this lens here. This lens is a 17 to 85mm, so it will be, hopefully focus on this and not my face. 17 to 55mm, or 17 to 85mm, sorry. This lens is a good zoom lens, because you can zoom in a little bit, and it won't be so close to my face. So let's get started on that now. And this is the video test for the handheld version. I am holding the Manfrotto in the a6000. I love the sound, it's just not as crisp and clear if it had a microphone. It's a lovely bright day outside, so when I have the window behind me, I'll have a nice bright picture, but it won't be so dark and it won't be kind of grainy, so I love that feature. And this is the handheld version. It does not hurt my arm. That was the lovely 70D turning off. I like that feature because the touchscreen here, as you can see, if I were to start this, you can see me in the little lens over there. So that's what I look like when I'm vlogging with this. And this does not have a flip up screen or a turn out screen, which kinda sucks, and the screen is also not a touch screen, so that's another disadvantage. So you have to use the wheel and the select button like back in the olden days. Now they have flip out touch screens where you can touch here and autofocus lock, and you can flip it up, you can turn it back, and it's just great. Like when you turn it back this way a little bit, it flips around, as you can see, because it is acting like it's on the back of the camera. But I love that feature, so let's move on to the 70D now. Okay, I'm having to hold this camera with two hands. It's a much heavier camera than the other one. I'm having to hold it like with my arm, and my arm is gonna be killing me after this. Let's get some more light on here. So I can hold it with one hand. It's kind of heavy. I would definitely not want to vlog with this in town looking like I'm struggling. I have it on manual focus. It has a much quieter focus than the 50mm lens. and it's definitely very heavy. It's not a very practical camera with a 17-85mm lens and a 70D. That's a heavy camera. So I mean, I could hold it for a little bit with one hand, risky, but I have the tripod not straight but a little bit bent, and then I have the camera down at an angle instead of straight up, so I'm not holding it straight up and the camera's straight like this. I'm holding it like this, and it's going up into the camera. Over here we have our lovely, gotta focus, we got our lovely a6000, which is much lighter. Like, this is super light. And then this is my 50mm. These are all the little lens caps, the tiny little lens cap compared to the giant lens cap of the 17-85. And this is the lens cap of the 50mm, so it's like going down the line. And then you just flip the screen back out, and you flip over here, but they won't see that because you're cutting that out and editing. So this is the handheld test and the speaker test as well, for the microphone test. I would definitely recommend this camera because it's a great autofocusing system. The only thing right now, not the only thing, but one of the cheaper alternatives to a super fast autofocusing camera is the 80D, which is the big brother of this camera, just one model newer, and it's got very fast, like almost the fastest autofocusing ever. So the bad thing about this one is that when people use these, they have to train themselves to look into the lens and look at the people they're taking a video for. And most people I see look over here to the screen, so it looks like I'm looking off to the side like, yep, I'm in focus. So how are you guys doing? No. So you want, with the this camera over here, I like that because it makes you look into the lens. There's nowhere else to look to check yourself, but you know you're in frame. Like with this one, when I'm all the way in, it's just ridiculous. This is all the way out at arm's length, but this is what I've been vlogging at because my arms are killing me. So yeah, that's the sound test, and that is the video quality and the autofocus feature on the 70D versus that camera over there. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Simon out.